Welcome to the post game live show from the women. We just took a lashing, but that's okay because as B Smooth likes to say, we don't lose, we learn. But
We learn.
the ladies went down 92-62 to the Purdue Boilermakers. You just got to tip your cap. Welcome
Nothing
everybody.
easy. Nothing easy is
Yeah,
what we say. Nothing easy,
yeah.
huh?
Nothing easy. That's all right. We learn. We learn. Bison Nation, don't get discouraged. We're
Yeah.
not discouraged over here. The broadcast, they called them formidable opponents because that is what we are. And early, early in the game, we looked like the better team. So, hey, that's all right. That's all right. We're a little down here, down but not out. We had a plan, and as the great Mike Tyson quote goes, we had a plan, and then we got punched in the mouth.
Well,
It's all
Chip,
right.
before you get all melancholy on me, it's the holidays, bro. And
Yes.
we're still riding the high from hanging out together in person. If you haven't checked out the latest episode of Bison Brothers Basketball, please check us out on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple. That last episode, we talked about history. And I know sometimes when we talk about history, we tend to jump right into what we think is going to be significant about the current schedule. We did circle this one with Purdue and said this might be one that was a good matchup for us because Purdue is still rebuilding. And just like anything else, we're trying to figure out what that looks like. But for us, we can't look past any opponent. And so before we get all, melancholy about the outcome, we are going to celebrate a few things and especially being grateful for being able to have this show and this platform. And so what we're going to do, and it's not going to be long today, is jumping on. Thank you guys for joining on Instagram, on our Instagram channel and on YouTube. We're looking forward to really bridging the gap. So we're fans. We're also media, but we're fans. And as we look at this double header today, we actually have the privilege of seeing both our ladies and our guys right before we hopefully enjoy some time with family and friends and travel safely to where we're going to hang out over the next day or two. So let's talk about the game quickly. What was the final score? I was setting up, so I didn't get to hear the final score.
92, Purdue, 62, the Bison.
Okay, so a solid 30-point loss, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's exactly what I needed to see. And I can tell you why. I can tell you why in a minute.
All right.
I want you to be all sad for a little bit because technically we want to be in a position to really understand what it means to be fans. And sometimes we have to be much more thoughtful about what we take away from these non-conference games. So I'll let you be sad for like 2 more seconds, and then we're going to get happy about what we learned.
Yes. Okay. So sadness downloading. Putting it in the delete bin. Put it in the delete bin. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and Bison Nation, we want to hear from you. Come on, let us know. Let us know what you're thinking about this game, this L that we took. We're still 6-2, 4-2 away. So, hey, like I said, it's not all gloom and doom, just disappointing. And I think to your point, Be Smooth, I will no longer look past any opponent. I'm sure I called Purdue trash.
You did.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a fan. And so, it happens. But yeah, I won't look past Syracuse for the next game. And then, of course, Fairfield on December 5th. So just, we'll take care of business and do what we have to do. I can't wait to see what the ladies say they learned from this game. Some of them might jump on. I'm sure they're still in the locker room. You never know.
Yeah.
if they do jump on, we'll see what they have to say. And if not, we'll catch them later and
Absolutely.
see what they have to do. But
Absolutely. All right. So enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of this
yes,
doom and
yes.
gloom, bro. Enough of this.
All right.
That's right. That's right. I see Rick on the line here. Thanks. Great champions
Hey,
require whooping. It's
no
November.
doubt.
Absolutely
Hey,
right.
that's
You're
right,
absolutely right,
Rick.
Rick.
No time to peak in
So
November.
listen. And in the spirit of my coach Rick here, I know he's getting ready for the track season starting up next week. We're gonna have some fun with today, man. Here's what I'm gonna give you to make you smile just a little bit. We actually only got outworked today. We weren't outplayed. There was no it wasn't some masterful plan that kept us from doing what we need to do. We literally just got outworked, which means I have hope for the future. You know, I did see that we suffered from something we said earlier in the season, even as we were on our 6-1 run. Now 6-2, just 6-2. Whenever we have these long stretches where we don't score, it gets really interesting for us. And so when you got a team that's hitting incredible shots from 3-point land and we don't score for like 10 minutes, you lose by 20, 30 points, right? But it wasn't because they were playing some sort of special brand of basketball. If anything, they had a little more size. They moved. But I think that as you know, watch the broadcast, they said, hey, if we out hustle our teams, we have a shot to win. They're not considered to be a strong team in the Big Ten. However, if you play, you got to lace them up. And so I was glad, one, that we just got outworked. And that's something that Coach Ty Grace and the staff can work on. That's literally, we're not going to get out hustled most of the time. But the second thing, which I really enjoyed, was I got to see more people score than just Zanaya Thomas, Z-Payne. She is our MEAC Player of the Year candidate, but she also got a little bit more people involved because she had to. She was trying to carry what she could early in the first half. But, seeing Zoe Stewart go back home to Indiana and show folks she still got some handles and can play, it was good to see. And like I said, I think we're gonna learn a lot about the team as we get into the end of this non-conference schedule. But make no mistake, today I'm not running past the butt whooping here. Butt whoopings you learn. And for us, with our championship aspirations, I was glad to say all we did was get outworked. That there wasn't anything special. Wasn't anything special. So be happy there, brother. Be happy there.
Actually, to your point, glass half full. I did like what I saw from Genesis Perrin. She got a lot of minutes, and she used her size well. So hopefully she can build on that if she continues to get a fair amount of time. But I like the way, because they had two big girls in there to contend with, and so to be able to throw Genesis out in her 6'4" frame and that wingspan, and she used it well. Got a couple of buckets, so that was encouraging. Almost kind of similar to what we saw from the guys, even against Duke, is that depth coming into play. So just like we kind of saw, some potential with Julian Johnson, Genesis, could be on that same track. This could be a game to unleash her. So
that's right.
Yeah. So Rick said Genesis wants that work. Yeah. She definitely does. She played like it today. Like, now I'm gonna establish myself in this game. So I did like that from her. So no doubt. So we got that.
And for those who are joining in with us, thank you again for joining on a quick live. We just want to make sure that as fans, for those that didn't get to watch, we were watching the women play on Big Ten Plus network. That's not something, unless you're a Big Ten fan, that you would have access to. So I'm glad we could tell you, what happened and what we saw. Shout out to Eric Grant and whoever made it down to West Lafayette. We have fans that travel. I appreciate everybody making it there. We are going to, kind of hang out with you until the men's game starts against St. Mary's here. They're supposed to have a 2:00 tip off on ESPN Plus. So if you are watching on ESPN Plus, you should be able to get there. We have the monitors up here in the studio, so we can actually know when to transition you to that game. I know for me, I don't want to dwell on the loss too long, Chip. It's the holidays.
Yes.
My family's here. I want to make sure we're enjoying everything we can. But as fans are jumping on here, we'll definitely shout you out as we start to look ahead. So let's take a few minutes before the men start and talk about what are we looking forward to today after a pretty packed weekend. What are you looking for from the team, the men's team today, as we go into the second game of this doubleheader pre-holiday?
I'm looking for the role players, if you will. I don't even know if I want to call them role players because, like I said, they might get some more time. But I'm looking for Julian to make a step today. BJ Powell, looking for the freshmen to make a step today, and for KB to kind of learn that depth that he has, see what they could do. Get Stephen some touches. Get some length in there. So yeah, I'm looking for that second unit and the freshmen to step up today.
I love that. Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's going to be good. And if there's anybody on that's going to be watching the men's game, let us know. We are anxious to try to get into the holiday spirit here. And I know I'm thinking that against this team, hopefully we'll see some get right. Right. How we call it after you take a pretty tough loss against Duke, a very competitive game. And we got to see a lot of people play. So to your point, if we can get, absolutely. If we can get some of our freshmen involved in this next, next game here, going into the next few non-conference games, we're trying to set up for the MEAC tournament, and we have to know what we're working with. And, last year, if you followed the team, the men's team specifically, we had a tough time with attrition, and we're still working to get some of our players back. One of our best players that came over from Morehouse should be back in the lineup before we get to conference play. But getting all the other players, especially our freshmen, going, I think that's our secret weapon. If we can have the depth that allows us to kind of withstand the rigors of the season, for sure, for sure. Yeah, this is good. This is absolutely good. I'm excited. I think you're right, Chip. We should see some of our folks who learned what they learned in Durham over the weekend. It'd be nice to see how they translate that to this team. This is, Mount St. Mary's is a D2 school. Not to take anything away from them, just know that
right.
We should be coming out. One of the things that Coach said during that excellent post-game interview you did there, brother, you did ask a really hard-hitting question. We got to get off to a faster start. So I know I'm looking forward to a faster start, even if it's a team that we should be able to beat, based on the record. We got to get out to a better start. We starting all our games kind of slowly and then having to build some momentum in the second half. We're going to have to fix that if we're going to stay competitive, even, early in the season. Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
No doubt.
Great.
No doubt.
This is awesome.
How we looking? You checking the monitor, Bison Nation? Y'all checking the monitors? How we looking on that start time with the
it just,
team?
For those of us who've been avid fans of watching the games on ESPN Plus, it has the dreaded "Your event is starting soon" message.
Oh man, here we go.
Hey, probably need to talk to some people about that. Disney keeps getting my money. I need him to work that out.
Next thing you know, it'll be halftime, and then we'll finally get some visuals. I don't know why they be doing us like that.
They do us wrong every time.
Every time, but that's all right. That is all right. So, that gives us a little bit more time to continue to talk about it. Like I said, both of these games. With the women, I'm still encouraged. The MEAC road looks very promising. So, yeah.
And I misspoke. It's St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
Yeah, I think I was looking ahead to hopefully a dream matchup where we start playing more mid-majors, because that's what we're moving to, mid-majors. Oh, this is good.
All good.
Yeah. The ladies come back home, and then this weekend they pick up with schedule. Syracuse is up next for them. All right, I think they're playing Syracuse on Sunday, and then
and I won't be looking past.
Don't look past Syracuse, it. So. Don't look past it. I will say, just as a reminder, if you're following the show, the new episode has dropped. So please check it out. Let us know what you think. We're definitely looking forward to bringing you the stories that need to be told. We did mention as a teaser that we absolutely are going to be dropping the first part of our interview with Ty Grace next Friday as part of the game with Fairfield, because that is another team that's on the schedule that we're looking forward to seeing. We're looking forward to every game, but Rick asked us, have we watched any of the other MEAC opponents play, any of the MEAC teams, men and women?
I've watched a few. I've seen Delaware State men play. They kind of got a two-person combo that we need to be on the lookout for. On the women's side, I've watched a little bit of Norfolk. They don't have that same punch that they had so far last year, but they've been. If you thought our non-conference schedule for the ladies was tough, Norfolk has been playing a bunch of top 25, regular top 25 teams. So they've been getting smoked, but they're definitely trying to prepare for the MEAC. So I would say that they're still scrappy. They're still champions. So we can't count them out, but they're more scrappy than they are kind of punchy and pizzazz.
Punchy and pizzazz. So, I like
that. yeah. And like I said, it's wide open for both the men and the women to get to the championship game. I don't think there's nobody so far. Like South Carolina State, they lost. I've seen them again. Nothing amazing like how when I saw them last year, I could tell right away that they were going to be good. I haven't seen Delaware State is about the only team that I saw. They played Temple pretty tough. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I could see that translating, but for everybody, I don't think I've seen UMass that much on the men's side. But nothing is striking me from what I saw from the teams, any sort of fear. And definitely the women, I think, are top notch, heading into conference play. But we're going to have a MEAC conference preview show, so we'll watch a few, lot more of the MEAC opponents before we get to that MEAC conference show, and we'll be strapped and ready to tell you what you need to know heading into MEAC play. So, good question.
Yeah. Coach Rick, I'm glad you're trying to get tickets to the game, Coppin USC game. That'll be special. Shout out to Don Staley making something happen and bringing some profile, raising the profile for MEAC schools at the same time. I will say we have been paying attention to the common opponents. And so I have been watching those games when like GW played Morgan the other day, and knowing how we played them is kind of giving us some level of what's going on there. So it's pretty exciting. It looks like Chip, we're about to get started with the men's game. If you're tuning in, ESPN Plus is just getting started here. They just went through a couple of pregame things. The stream is up. I know for us, we're gonna see if we can get focused on checking out the men again. Thank you for tuning in. We were hoping for a different outcome for the ladies, but I think we learned a lot in West Lafayette. Shout out to those who made the trip, butts in seats. We need to see the fans. And so now I ask you, getting ready to sit back, relax. We're going to leave and actually check out the men play. So let's cheer on our men. Go Bison.
Let's do it. Go Bison. Thank you, Bison Nation. Boom.